Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and I'm back for something very different this time. And what I have here in front of you is probably the smallest thing I'll ever pour on, and it is a yo-yo. We were traveling to Wilmington a couple weeks ago, my husband and I, and in the glove compartment I forgot that one of my friends gave me a wooden yo-yo that I'm going to paint on. I've not done anything to prepare this except for tape off the back. My intention will be to paint this and then resin the top and sides, reassemble it, and then with a string. Well, hopefully this will work. But the first thing I'm going to do is tape it. So my plan would be, just like I do with my lids, I'm going to tape it right up to the edge. And now this is going to be a little tricky because it's so small. So I'm going to cut this tape in half. And I'm not sure, I might have to cut up smaller pieces. We shall see. We shall see. I don't want to bore you a lot. I might fast forward through anything you don't need to waste your time watching me do. So typically when I'm going around a circle or a rounded area, I cut up the pieces smaller just to make it easier to get around. And I might have to do the same thing here. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this sticks. I have not done anything to the wood, and I don't think I'm going to. This might just work. And you know what, because what I want to make sure of is when I paint, I don't get the paint on the inside. And when I resin, I don't get the resin on the inside. And so if I have a little extra sticking over the edge here, I'll just come in and sand it at the end. So this is sticking really nice. Some wood is a real bear to get tape to stick to. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it has a coating on it. Hopefully for this video I can zoom in. But yeah, this tape is working really nicely. It's a little bit flexible. Yeah, so this is all I'm going to do on both of these. And then I will come back for the pour. And what's going to be interesting on the pour is this is not flat. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to pour over that. More specifically, where I'm going to put that nub as I am doing my pour. Now, how I'm going to dry it, it won't be so hard, because what I'll do is I'll just slop it right inside a cup. Hopefully it'll lay flat. But the question is, I don't know if I can do the same thing for the paint. We'll see. I'll come back to that when I get to that point. So I'm always thinking ahead, because you gotta be thinking what the next steps are going to be, because what you do in this step might affect what happens for the next step. So always be thinking ahead, especially when you're doing something that you've never done before. And this, my friends, is something I have never done before. So with that snip, I'm going to snip this off. I'll get to that one, and then I'll be back for the paint pour when I figure out how I'm going to do everything. Because this is a strange little guy with the insert, the male part, I had to find a way of mounting it on my spinner. So I have like a little 1 ounce cup here that I'm kind of just dropping it into. And yeah, we'll get going here. This is going to be a quick creation. So everyone, I'm just going to insert here real quick that while I do say this is a quick process, it really is. But what makes this a little longer in this video is that I not only have one pour, not just 2 pours, but I have 3 pours. But in each one of the pours, I've learned something I think it's valuable to show you. So I'll cut out where you don't need to know, but it's some important information that I think from my learnings from pour 1 to pour 3 to get a decent result. So back to the video, and hopefully this is worthwhile. You can always skip ahead if you don't want to watch. So what I've got here is my Glidden. I'll show you it in a second. GLN6011N eggshell. It's eggshell. I think I told somebody the other day it was satin. And here's my colors. I know I have way too many colors. I'm just going to put a little drib and drab of each. And then I've got a cell activator. This is my Australian. And this is the turquoise blue from Amsterdam. So this is going to be very, and then how this dries is going to be so important because it's so small. It's so small. Let me just give it a spin to get it covered first. I'm going to fast forward through the covering of the pillow. And when I blow this out, it's going to be a blow and it's going to be over. It's going to be quick. So this is my Amsterdam turquoise green with a little dab of turquoise from Glidden. And I am just going to put just the tiny bit. That's way too much. TLP sea glass here. This is Prism Pours African Violet, and I just added a little bit of Atelier dioxazine purple. So this is African Violet and dioxazine purple. And I want the purple to show up in this. These are the colors that are going to get blown off. This is Venetian Blue by Modern Masters. And this is Artezis Sky Blue. I don't expect this color to survive. Okay. It is really seriously going to be a one and done. And I don't normally blow out like this, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to go. Oh. Chapstick. I like to have my lips nice and supple before I blow out the bloom. Don't take that the wrong way, please. Just this one cell activator. And here we go. Oh, way too much. And stop right there. Don't need to do any more. Because it'll spin, but look at that. When I spin this, it's gonna stretch. I hope the purple shows up. So you already know I do 3 creations, and what I'm gonna do here is just skip ahead and leave in only the pertinent points as to the thought process that makes me make certain decisions going forward. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I think I've got way too much turquoise in here. I think I might need to move the purple up. Yeah. See what happens in the middle. I mean, you can kind of see the direction things are going, but the thing I have to always do is put the brakes on having a passing judgment too soon. I think I have way too much cell activator. Yeah, I need the purple down first. I think I need to do this again. Okay, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna layer it a little differently. All right, we're gonna put the purple down first. And I think I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop that. So in the interest of time, I'm going to skip past the laying down the color and get right to the blowout and the final result, and then we'll get into the third one. Enough. Here we go. One big blow. So I'm going to skip ahead some here to get to the final result, but you can already see having that purple down first shows a lot more purple here already. And I like the purple, even though it's breaking up. I think the sea glass and the purple might go together. Okay. And then this. Let's try it again. I just don't have enough room on this. You're getting to see me go through my thought process combinations. This blue, I just didn't like the way it looked like it was breaking up all over it, and I don't have enough room on there to have it look, I don't have enough room on there to have something looking like it's breaking up. This blue just was too blue to me. I had too much blue. And I have a very small space, so I can't, I've got to be able to have the colors represent. So what I'm trying to say here is because there's such limited space, I have to only go with a couple colors to have the colors show up. I think 2 colors is going to be plenty for this. Something just went in there. You know, I do believe that the smaller you go, the more of a challenge it is. I mean, certainly being big is a challenge too. Let's try this again. Let's go with purple. Let's put more purple down. A dab. I'll put some of sea glass. And I'm going to top the center with a little bit of this turquoise. I don't know if this is going to even dry right because look at, I'm pretty level and it keeps running to one direction, which means the underneath is not perfectly flat. So I may have problems anyway, but it's all fun. Just a little dab in the middle, okay. And I'm doing that because I want to have an opaque color in the middle that I put my cell activator down on. All right, here we go. Let's give this a good, and easy, and here we go. Wow. Look at that, just going across the edges like a cake. Still have too much cell activator, but I can only put so much on. But this color is cool. That color is good. I'm happy with that. So you see how I've gone from 5 to, I think, to 3, and now to, well, I'm still at 3. Let's hope the middle comes back a little bit. Give it a little more of a spin. And I hope I can make this dry flat. So I like this. I don't know, yo-yo to me, purple seems pretty cool to be the primary color. I'm gonna cut out some of the spinning here. Okay, I think I'm gonna be pretty happy with this one. Look at at that. Look at that side. Isn't that cool? I really like the cell activator on the sides better than the top because I have a little too much. But this is where we are. And I'm going to come back and do the other side. We are on this one, which I really, really like this. All right, everyone, this is the next morning after resining. I just wanted to show you real quick before I even move them. This is how I have it set up. That male piece had to go somewhere. So that's how I have it set up here, very similar to how I had it set up on the spinner when I was creating this in the first place. But these turned out really cute. This is going to be really cute. I'll show you. See, it's still attached. Oh. And I'm actually surprised this one dried well because when I laid it down, you can see I don't even have it even. Pardon my dirty fingernails, but it came out really good. I mean, this is so easy to resin. This hardly took anything. So on to the next phase. I'll show you probably some of the tape removal and then the final put together. This is a fun one. Hi everyone, well I'm back. Hopefully you can see these guys are small and they're far away. I'm back to try to, I've just taken this off the table. This is resined, these are resined. I'm gonna start working on cleaning them up. I'm not sure how much of this I'm gonna show. It's got a little tail on it. All right, that's phase one. Now, I just did these about 20 hours ago. So they're still not fully cured because this takes about 3 days to fully cure. These are so cute. Okay, stop talking. I'm going to try to figure out how to get it cleaned up. And I'm doing this for the first time ever. Just like the video I just showed you with doing this and, you know, going step by step, getting to the right number of colors for the piece. I'm going to do the same thing here. Certainly having never done this before. You are getting it live and in person. So if you haven't seen my jar videos, I'm going to employ the same concept. Trying to release the tape. Oh, these things are a pain. They're very small. I'm going to try to release the tape as close to the edge as possible. So that's number one. I'm not going to be ripping and tearing at this. I'm going to be gently coaxing up the tape from the center to the outside, holding the edge because I don't want it to pull off. At least I don't think I want it to pull off. Oh, that's a big chunk right there. It's going to be hard. I'm talking to myself. Well, as I talk to myself, you're hearing my inner thoughts. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Okay. Okay. I want to find a spot in here where it's not so heavy. Pardon how much time it's taking because I don't want to rush this. Okay. I find a weaker spot and the tape and try to dislodge. Now that I've got it starting to pull there, I'm going to use my X-Acto just to find the edge. Okay, I think I found the edge. Now, heat gun is very valuable. What it does is it makes the resin more pliable. So I'm going to hold this X-Acto flush. I'm going to kind of lift up and carefully X-Acto wow. It's a little tricky. this is tricky. Tricky. That's really thick right there. I'm gonna have to just cut through it with the X-Acto. I don't want this whole video to be about this, but so I'm going to skip ahead here. You see what I'm doing. I'm going to use the heat gun and the X-Acto and get the rest of this tape off. Be very careful with the X-Acto. I'm going to hit it with another heat gun. The heat gun is great, and you don't need to use it overuse it, because it just makes it more pliable. Okay, so there's that. All right, so that's not bad, but I still need to clean it up. So what I'll do is I'll go around with the X-Acto again and probably sand the inside a little bit just to smooth it over. Let's see if I can do the other one. I'm going to skip ahead here and come back at a good point in the future. So I'm going to, something somebody gave me. Actually, her name was Becky Stanovich, I think. When we were at Fort Myers at Kathleen's Patreon account group party. I won this as one of the prizes, one of the parts of the prizes. This citrus cleaner is fabulous for cleaning up residual tape, residue, stuff like that. Stuff is fabulous. Apparently you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's or the hardware stores, but it's 100% of the natural oil from the citrus. She says if you use anything less than 100%, it's not going to work. So it's 100%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray to clean the tape debris off of there, clean these up, and then I will assemble the yo-yo, and we'll see what we look like in the end. So this is how it's going to end up with. That's how it's going to end up. It's going to be cute. Okay, I'll be back probably for the final results. So everyone, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial with all of my learnings and all of the little pieces and parts that I've shared with you. And I want to ask, if you're new here, if you'd like to consider subscribing, please subscribe, hit the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a comment in the comment section, or if you have a question, leave that there too. And a thumbs up always is appreciated. So as I show you our mad yo-yo skills here, I want to direct you to the description from this video. In the description, I have links to videos that are helpful to you, tutorials, and also I have links to some of the products I use, to include a 10% discount for KS Resin. And also a reminder, check out my playlists. I have many playlists broken down by category, a lot of functional art and other types of creations that you might want to take a look at. So with that, that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.